Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. We are outside, so I apologise for any background noise. Today we're starting off with Workhorse, and reason is, in my opinion, it's gone down. Reason we're going to be talking about some figures, and we're going to be talking about USPS contract and beyond that as well. Now we're going to start with, firstly, I don't think they'll get the USPS contract. Well, I don't think they'll get all of it, purely because it's 6.3 billion, and the amount of trucks they want do not correlate to the amount they're willing to pay. So unless they're giving it to them at a reduced rate, I don't think it will be. Also, they have 7 years to, if we go by the timeline of the last contract, they will have 7 years to produce it. Now, I also think that people are not paying enough attention to Ryder. Ryder was the company that they were laughed at for giving free trucks to. That's 1, 2, 3, not on gratis. But you don't seem to realise Ryder's a big company, and they gave them free trucks because they were like prototypes. And a company like Ryder will want a prototype before they actually go ahead and place a huge order. Now, let's get back to the USPS contract. If they do not get any of it, they will get, their share price is a fair value of $14.75. Now, don't get me wrong, if they don't get it, it will fall below that, because you'll get a lot of people panic selling who are in FOMO mode at the moment. If they get 25% of the contract, then it will be a fair value of $30.34. If they get 50% of it, it will be $55.64. If they get 75% of it, it will be $84.15. If they get 100% of it, which I don't think they will, it will be $100.64. Now, that's the fair value. Of course, shares aren't usually at the fair value, but it's about what they bring in. The money they bring in. Of course, you will have outgoings as well, but on top of this, you've got to realise they're also negotiating contracts with other people. These 150 staff they've brought in the second quarter of 2020, they aren't for the USPS deal because it hasn't been awarded yet, but they're for the other staff. They're for the other deals, the other agreements they've made, and they are waiting to, they've brought in some engineers and some assembly staff, so that is promising in itself. Now, they're also talking about, if you saw Jack Spencer's video, you will have seen that they're looking into refrigeration trucks. Now, by 2025, refrigeration truck business itself is expected to be worth $11.5 billion, and by the time they've finished their prototype, it'll be worth $10 billion. And they aren't just going to be in a refrigeration truck, they're going to be an electric refrigeration truck, which more people are going to be going towards, so they will be in a prime position for that. It shows that they've got vision and forward looking. And don't forget to hit that lovely like button, almost as lovely as me. helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting the video out to more people. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Become part of the Saving Money Show family. We give each other hints and tips and updates about stocks and shares we talk about on the show. As well as that, you can ask me to look into any share you want, and I don't charge a Discord fee or ask for a Patreon. All I do ask is for you to comment in the box below and hit the like button. Even if you disagree with me, especially if you disagree with me, I like a debate. And if I do something wrong, I want you to call me on it so I can improve the channel. And why not check out the links in the description below? There's lots of others. I've used each one of them myself. I wouldn't give you links if I haven't checked them out myself. If you're looking for a free trading platform which should trade your stocks and shares, you know, you can get a free share worth up to £200 for signing up and depositing a small amount. A free trade only requires a £1 deposit. The others require £100 or dollars, depending on which one you go for. Stake has over 3,500 US stocks on their books, which is the biggest one outside of the US. Whereas Trading 212 is one of the best and easiest platforms to use. But as I said, I use all three. Anyway, on with the show. Now, we said before how the Workhorse's stake in Lordstown Motors is worth $160 million and some change. If the Spaq company decides not to buy them out, they will end up having to pay them 1% of every car that's sold and produced and sold. As well as that, they will own 10% of the plant, which means they can, if they get the agreement, turn up and say, well, we actually need to utilise that 10% of the space for producing our cars. Now, I don't think they will, but you never know. And one thing, if you remember my first video on Workhorse, I showed a video of the horsefly. Now, they are letting the USPS trial it, but if you saw my video, they have already trialled it during this pandemic by using it to deliver packages to hospitals. Now, this has been a success, which is why they moved on to other areas. And to tell the truth, it was what got me interested in Workhorse in the first point. But what alerted my attention to it at first point. Now, I'm sure you want to know why Ford and Workhorse has dropped today. It dropped to 14. It dropped to the late 1400s. I picked some up at 14.90. It's risen above 15 again. You're probably more interested in Workhorse than Ford, but anyway, it's only speculation at this point. But unless you didn't know, they are saying that they don't want the post office to on CNBC they did a thing saying that they don't want the post office to change any of their mail delivery until election day. Now, people are taking that as they don't want the contract to go through. Now, if you remember, it's already the rumour that it has to go through the Senate in September. Now, some people are saying, no, it doesn't have to go through the Senate. So a few people saying, yes, it does. Now, to tell the truth, it's up to you who you believe. But I suggest you watch this interview and make your own mind up. But the fact of the matter is that Workhorse has a great... It's
a combination of a couple of things. So we have a new Postmaster General as of earlier this year. That person is a big Trump supporter and a donor.
How unprofessional. Sorry, I am doing this.
With more Americans expected to vote by mail this year because of the coronavirus, the U.S. Postal Service is playing a critical role in the presidential election process. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and top Democrats are now calling for the new Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, to testify before Congress next week. The House is also expected to reconvene this week for a rare August vote on legislation prohibiting the Postal Service from making any big changes ahead of the election. Yahoo Finance senior columnist Rick Newman joins us now to break it down. Good morning, Rick. Just to explain to people why the concern by lawmakers over what the Post Office is even attempting to do right now. What is the fear here?
It's a combination of a couple of things. So we have a new Postmaster General as of earlier this year. That person is a big Trump supporter and a donor. And he has started making changes at the Postal Service that do seem to be having the effect of slowing down the delivery of mail. He has stopped overtime for a lot of postal workers. So they used to process all the mail that came in a given day and stay there until it was done. Now, when the shift is over, they leave. And if there's mail that hasn't been processed, they get to it the next day and it piles up and so on. Combine that with remarks President Trump has made recently, reiterating his concern about mail-in voting and actually saying that he does not want the Postal Service to get extra funding because it would help the Postal Service deliver more ballots this summer. So President Trump has basically said he's opposed to the Postal Service getting help delivering ballots. And those two things combined have just raised concerns that perhaps what's going on there is a deliberate effort to slow down the mail so that ballots don't get delivered in October and November.
Rick, when I hear Congress coming back to work, and good for them, I mean, you can't be off all summer in this type of situation, any chance that a stimulus plan gets worked out?
I probably not, based on this, what they're talking about, this limited measure they might the House at least might pass probably coming this weekend related specifically to the Postal Service. I don't think that they're going to be able to resolve all the differences over a stimulus bill. It sounds like the House just wants to vote on something.
Anyway, I suggest you check that out. You can watch it at your own leisure. And as I said, there's Tesla has jumped again. I said if it hits 1680 it would go on a bull run, and I thought it would on Friday. It didn't, but it has today. Why? Because a well-known analyst has come up upped its price target to 1900. So people have piled in, and what's going to happen now? You're going to get the shorts covering their positions, and then what's going to happen? It's going to go up again, so you're going to get more shorts getting frightened and covering their position, and then you're going to get the robo investing platforms seeing sudden sharp buying in here and thinking something's happening, and they're going to start buying, and of course that in itself is going to cause more buying. So, and it could end up hitting 1900 to 2000, but of course with the short short shorts, it means that it's only temporary. They'll go in, and then once they've covered their positions and their positions are done, they will sell out again. So I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to comment on the box below. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Stay safe, stay savvy, stay invested.